Hi, Gerhard Bloom, looking at the tyranny and the delusions of the social justice movement. I spoke in my last video about the United Nations and its animosity and bias towards Israel. I'd like to look at that same animosity and bias it has repeatedly expressed towards the United Nations, or the United States, pardon me. Yes, get the United States out of the UN. Did you know that Article 1 of the UN Charter states that the UN exists to develop friendly relations among nations? Outstanding. What a wonderful goal. How is it, though, that time and again the UN appoints American celebrity activists that hate and betray the United States as its goodwill ambassadors? Jane Fonda. Really? She visited North Vietnam and was photographed cheerfully sitting on an anti-aircraft gun in 1972 during the Vietnam War. That's right, as captured American pilots who were shot down by these very guns. As they were being tortured by the Vietnamese, she was aiding and abetting America's enemy, Sean Penn. This buffoon told reporters at the Cannes Film Festival in 1991 that he was raised in a country that relished fear-based religion, corrupt government, an entire white population living on stolen property that they murdered for, and that is passed on from generation to generation. Did Sean Penn make some sort of side deal with the natives for the land his Malibu home sat on? Does he know he could actually leave these stolen lands? But the interesting thing is, where's he going to move to? Every piece of real estate on this planet that's worth living on has been contested over multiple times. And Susan Sarandon, she's living under the delusion that the United States is a land that has raped every area of the world. The United States has spent billions of dollars on international aid and relief. Its soldiers have died on peacekeeping missions. The disaster in Somalia was a result of trying to provide food aid to a population being deliberately starved, right? An artificial famine. There was nothing in it for the United States. Germany and Japan were in absolute ruin after their war of imperialist aggression. The United States spent billions of dollars rebuilding these countries and ensured that they had constitutions that guaranteed freedom and democracy. And then, of course, there's South Korea. It is free thanks to the blood and the money of the United States. And North Korea, it is the world's largest prison camp. And in addition to the billions of dollars in foreign aid, the United States has forgiven debt to billions of dollars foreign debt, most of which has been to deeply corrupt and deeply poor African countries. There's the reason these countries are poor, and it's not neo-colonialism or the legacy of colonialism. It's endemic corruption, economic mismanagement, and tribalism. International welfare works as well as it does in national welfare schemes. Yes, necessary in extreme cases, but as a general rule, it produces apathy, dependence, and resentment. You see that across the United States, right? Welfare, it's not enough, we're poor. No, America's poor. By international standards, they're living lives of the comfortably middle class. That's a reality. And yet Elon Musk, he's a billionaire. Why is he so rich and we're so poor? Elon Musk worked for every penny he's earned. Hey, good on him. Work harder. This guy is a genius, and he's out there producing things that the world needs. Good for him. And what about the rest of the list of the celebrity UN ambassadors? Well, it goes on. I think you get my point. And why would the UN appoint these virulently anti-American celebrities as UN ambassadors? That's because they hate the United States. The UN is populated with deluded leftists and brutal authoritarian regimes. Both of those groups hate the United States. And deluded leftists, they're seeking a one world government, a government that would necessarily require the surrendering of power from the citizens of the United States to the UN. The UN would be sovereign and the international government's subordinate. And yes, leftists think you actually want this. The UN is corrupt and deeply anti-American and has been ideologically captured. These international globalists They are awful. They want to control every aspect of your life. And check out my video on the World Economic Forum. It's the same group. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Do check out my book, Deconstructing Social Justice. It's available on Amazon. Not important because I wrote it. I wrote it because the issues could not be more important. Check out the reviews. People who read it love it. Thank you so much for your time and attention now. Bye-bye.